Good afternoon to you and welcome to Newsbait on Metro TV. The show is Good Afternoon Ghana. We are live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana, on DSTV on channel 277. My name is Nana Kwesi. Let's take a look now at the top stories for this afternoon. NI workers begin indefinite nationwide strike demanding the immediate approval and implementation of migration reports concerning their conditions of service. Parliament confirms detention of MP for Sanitation North, Kwame Frimpong in the Netherlands. We will speak to a legal practitioner on the implications of this development. What is your reality regarding the cost of living in Ghana today? That is the question we seek to answer today on Good Afternoon Ghana. Researcher Professor Smart Sapon has a survey on this. There's many more coming up. Stay tuned with us. And these are the details. Parliament of Ghana has confirmed the detention of the Member of Parliament for Sanitation North, Kwame Frimpong, in the Netherlands. In a statement signed by the Clerk to Parliament, Ebenezer Ahuma Jethro, the MP was reportedly detained at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. While the exact reasons for the detention remain unclear, Parliament says efforts are on the way to establish the facts of the matter and determine the exact course of action. Here is the statement. And the statement reads, it has come to the attention of Parliament that the Honourable Member for Sanitation North constituency, Mr. Kwame Frimpong, has been detained at the Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. The Honourable Minister and the leadership of the House are in touch with Ghana's mission in The Hague for detailed information on the matter. The public will be duly informed appropriately on this matter. Signed by Ebenezer Ahuma Jethro. I'm going to be speaking to Theophilus on this matter. Good afternoon to you, Theophilus.
Good afternoon. And good
He's on
afternoon
phone with us, so we're going to be speaking to him on this matter right away. Good afternoon. Private legal practitioner Theophilus Donko joins me now. All right, sir. So first of all, what are your impressions on this report of the alleged detention of a member of parliament, which some have described as a national embarrassment?
Thank you for the question. I don't really think that it is a national embarrassment, because in an international law and in every civilized jurisdiction, if you are alleged to have committed a crime, you are presumed to be innocent until the court has found you guilty or otherwise. So I don't think that is a national embarrassment. And this is not the first time in the history of Ghana in recent years that an MP has been arrested outside the jurisdiction of Ghana for having committed an offense. We should hold on until we get to know the specific or you can let on the matter.
Okay.
When he has not been put before court or he has not, we don't know the charges against him. But the speculation is that it's a romance scam that has led to some money being passed to him. But all this is to make speculative.
Okay. So what are the processes, I mean the legal processes or diplomatic relationship between Ghana and Netherlands to ensure his return to Ghana?
It depends on the circumstances. So in international law, there are some crimes that are defined as universal crimes. So for instance, crimes are basically territorial. When I say territorial, the laws of Ghana would describe these are crimes. When you commit it and we are within Ghana, Ghana can arrest you and prosecute you. But there are some other offenses which when you commit in a different country, when you are in the jurisdiction of another country, that country can even arrest you and prosecute you.
Okay.
So I believe that the processes are that if you are being investigated or you are being prosecuted, one of the things that you are entitled to as part of the right of a person suspected or accused of a crime is bail. And I believe that after having listened to his side of the story, I think the authorities will make a determination or will make a decision. Based on that, his lawyers over there will either apply for bail or post security for bail. So I believe that it is too early for people to be contemplating. I've seen elsewhere that people are saying that it is possible that there will be a by-election, but the time is not yet right. So we can't conclude. So I believe that he will be taken through the legal process in Netherlands. If it is Netherlands that is actually looking for him, or another country through Interpol that he has been arrested, that he will be extradited into that country. So the information is scanty. But I believe that I have looked at the laws of Netherlands, and I believe that the laws will be fair to him if he has not committed the offense, or he is not involved, or he doesn't have knowledge in it. He will be exonerated. So it is too early for us to be coming to a definite conclusion on this matter.
All right, so in a situation like this, how would you expect the authorities to handle it?
Oh, this one, purely, once he's a sitting member of parliament, the embassy in Netherlands will definitely get involved.
Okay.
So I believe that they will liaise with the parliament of Ghana or the authorities in Ghana and begin to rally around how best we can, as a nation, they can help to secure his release or to get to know the facts. There are instances where the Republic of Ghana has secured lawyers for Ghanaians who are stranded or who are in trouble elsewhere to defend them. So I believe that the best thing the embassy in Netherlands will have to do now is to get him a good lawyer to defend him in this matter.
All right, so finally, let me ask you this. There are a lot of rumors. I mean, some are not right. Just like you said that we should hold on to know the facts before we are able, to say anything. Why do you think we tend to immediately spread rumors and then spread it all over for people to have a different impression of the person who is actually in the matter or is in this case?
Our politics has become very antagonistic. And once the other party is in trouble, the other party wants to capitalize on it. And then the advent of social media too has given us a lot of opportunity to be streaming news. For instance, if you look at Metro TV, when you give news in the morning, it is midday that you give another news bulletin. But social media, anytime people are reporting, people are putting the messages on social media. So I believe that the advent of social media also has contributed. And then to also say that we don't take our time to probe the issue. We are always on the run to go to the media. Even on social media, somebody wants to say that I'm the first person that reported without cross-checking. So I believe that before Parliament having issued a statement saying that all that they know is that he has been arrested, but they don't know. I think that whoever is on social media, whoever is on news, should limit our discussions, our speculations to the information that Parliament has given us. Anything apart from that, I believe that will not be the or anything from the Ghana embassy in Netherlands, whatever we are saying, and not be something that will have the cause of us. So the baseline is politics. I believe that somebody in his constituency will now be thinking about a by-election. So how do you run in down to make sure we get the by-election done? That is something we should also know that he's an independent candidate who unseated, let me say, both NDC and MPP. So definitely the supporters of the candidates in those constituencies will begin to throw mud at him to make sure that we have a by-election. So I believe that the advent of social media, because if you look at the normal news portal, they have restricted themselves to the notice or the information that Parliament has given. But if you go on social media, people are saying their own things, even attributing the fact that he was able to win the election by money illegally acquired. That's why he was even able to. But we don't have that evidence. We don't have it on record. So we cannot speak to that. So I think that it is the politics and the social media that has made the news to be spreading, and people are adding their own side of the story.
All right, so before you go, let's talk about immunity. I mean, where he is right now, does he have immunity? And then in this situation, does it apply?
No, it doesn't apply. It doesn't have, you see, in international law, we have people who have immunity. An MP, the last time I checked, an MP is not part of the person. So it doesn't have that. If it has immunity, the Republic of Netherlands would have liaised with the Ghanaian embassy there, not for him to be arrested the way he's been arrested. So I don't think that will protect him. I think that it is the legal process that will protect him in this case.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Theophilus Donko, for talking to us, a legal practitioner, taking us through the issue concerning our MP over in Netherlands. And away from that, the Bono Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronye DC, has been remanded for 2 weeks in connection with ongoing investigations into alleged misinformation and offensive public statements. The latest arrest occurred on Wednesday, May 13, 2026, barely weeks after he had earlier been granted bail following a previous arrest linked to the same matter. Abronye DC was initially picked up by the authorities on Monday, April 13, as part of investigations into allegations of offensive misconduct, false publications, and statements deemed likely to incite fear and panic among the public. Following the first arrest, he was subsequently granted bail while investigations continue. However, authorities have now rearrested the outspoken politician as investigators intensify efforts to probe the allegations against him. Let's turn our attention now to NIA, as the National Identification Authority workers have commenced an indefinite nationwide strike on May 13, 2026, demanding the immediate approval and implementation of migration reports concerning their conditions of service. The strike follows unresolved concerns regarding the implementation of the NIA's approved scheme of service, which was approved in July 2024 and began in December 2024. The union has directed all members not to report to work from midnight, May 12, 2026, until further notice. Our correspondent, Natasha Jamara, is on the story and joins us live. Good afternoon to you, Natasha.
Hi, good afternoon, Chrissy.
All right, so good to have you. Can you tell us, what's going on there so far?
So when I first got here, I saw staff. The compound is full of cars, and so I think they were working. I spoke to some people, and they said they couldn't talk on the matter. But after speaking to the head of corporate affairs, William Dallas, he says the Labour Commission has told them to get back to work. So there are people that are working. The voter regional offices, people are working there. The voter noti regions, where the Karen's Ghana card registration is ongoing, there are staff working there, and registration exercise is currently ongoing. And so, yes, this morning there was a rollout at the roll call at the head office, and everyone is at work. People that are not at work today will resume tomorrow. And this is an order from the Labour Commission. So currently, people are at work, and the strike is not ongoing.
All right, so it's the call for them to be at work, a negotiation between those that were, not really happy about the situation and decided to go on strike, or is just a call from an authority figure?
No, so negotiations are ongoing according to William Dallas, and that is why the Labour Commission told them to come back to work. And so we should hear from an update from them very soon, if not tomorrow, as to what is happening and if their needs and concerns have been met. But currently, staff of NIA across all regions are at work.
All right. Thank you very much, Natasha Jamara, my colleague from the office, reporting to us on the NIA indefinite strike that has been called off. All right. So we're going to turn our attention now to WASSCE. I mean, there's a lot going on, and a lot of students are also writing their exams. Over 500,000 candidates are sitting for this year's West African Senior School Certificate Examination nationwide. According to statistics from the West African Examination Council, the figure comprises 225,274 males and 284,588 females. Ghanaian students are joining their counterpart from the other West African countries to take the oral English paper. This year's examination marks the full return of member states to the traditional May-June academic calendar, and after disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. We visit Accra High and spoke to some students on the exams.
Scared somehow, but when I went there I was relaxed, and then I was even exhausted when there were so many disturbances and stuff, but later I was okay.
It went well, it really went well.
Any challenges?
Yeah, it's the speaker. At first it was not working all that well.
Okay, and the subsequent papers ahead, are you confident?
Accounts and commerce.
Accounts and commerce.
Yes,
what
please.
about it?
At the beginning we had some challenges with the speaker, but it was fixed and we continued nicely.
How long did it take for them to fix it?
Oh, just less than a minute or so. It wasn't any major problem. Right from first year I've been preparing, and I'm sure I'm prepared enough to face what I have ahead of me. By God's grace, I will do my best.
I would say the preparation is okay. We weren't able to finish all the subjects. We were able to cover everything in the curriculum, but the preparations are okay, and we are also trying our best to finish what we couldn't finish.
The Assistant Head of Academics, Fred Opon Ampofo, said measures have been taken to prevent malpractices in this year's exams.
Already anxious, and so initially they will fumble a little, but when we started we realized that everybody is very calm and it has been smooth so far. Yes. We had orientation for them, we also had WASSCE briefing for them, and we have educated them on all the rules and regulations of WASSCE, that they are not supposed to carry exams, malpractice materials on them. They are not supposed to bring in forms and all that. And we spelled out all the consequences. And so we are very sure with this, we will have exams malpractice free. We have 737 students writing. 320 are male and 417 are female. Today we have 25 invigilators, and we have a police personnel around.
The Cybercrime Unit of Criminal Investigations Department has arrested 36-year-old entrepreneur Joshua Kojo Anane Watin over allegations of drug-facilitated sexual abuse and non-consensual sharing of intimate images online. The Director General of the CID, Lydia Yako Donko, in the briefing said the suspect allegedly visited nightclubs in Accra during 2025, where he approached female victims and dragged them before assaulting them while they were unconscious or unable to respond.
The Cybercrime Unit of the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters has arrested Joshua Kojo Anani Boate, age 36, an entrepreneur and resident of East Legon, Accra, in connection with a case involving the non-consensual sharing of intimate images. The arrest was made on 6 May 2026, following a joint intelligence-led operation by the Cybercrime Unit and the Bureau of National Investigations, BNI. Investigations revealed that the suspect operated the Telegram platform known as VIP Sleep Fetish 2025, where he drugged unsuspecting female victims using alprazolam, a sedative commonly known as Xanax, sexually abused them, recorded the acts, and shared the videos and images on that platform. The suspect is alleged to have frequented nightclubs in 2025, where he seduced, sedated, and sexually assaulted female victims before recording and disseminating their intimate images without their consent. A search conducted at the time of arrest led to the retrieval of the following exhibits: 2 iPhones, specifically an iPhone 17 and an iPhone 13 Pro Max, 1 feature phone, 1 memory card, 1 Seagate external hard drive, 1 MacBook laptop, 1 iSafe device, and empty sachets of alprazolam and midazolam pills. The retrieved electronic devices have been retained for digital forensic examination, while the empty drug sachets are being prepared for submission to the Food and Drugs Authority for verification and classification. The suspect has since been put before the courts, and investigations remain ongoing. The Ghana Police Service reiterates its firm commitment to combating online sexual exploitation and abuse in all its forms, and urges the public to report suspected cases of exploitation or abuse to the nearest police station or through approved reporting channels.
Let's turn our attention now to the Okankwe North Municipal Assembly, and they have begun a decongestion exercise at La Paz here in Accra, with officials marking demarcation lines to prevent traders from occupying pavement and roadsides. The exercise, dubbed Operation Red Line, according to the Assembly, is aimed at restoring order, improving pedestrian movement, and easing vehicular traffic in the busy commercial space.
As part of the operation, officials from the Assembly have started drawing demarcation lines to clearly define boundaries for trading activities. The move forms part of efforts to restore order and improve accessibility within the area, which is noted for heavy human and vehicular traffic. Speaking to Metro News, head of the Works Department for Municipal Works Engineering at the Assembly, Peter Banlano, said the exercise is intended to reduce congestion and create safe passage for both pedestrians and motorists. He indicated that the Assembly would maintain strict supervision to ensure traders comply with the new arrangements. Peter further disclosed that affected traders are expected to benefit from the government's proposed 24-hour economy policy through the establishment of a 24-hour market to support their businesses.
This morning we are here to demarcate the place for them, and when we are done, that force will be deployed here to be managing, then to be enforcing that nobody touches the red line. And if you do so, the necessary laws of the Assembly will take place. It's very better to be given to them temporary here so that we solve the major problem when our 24-hour market is ready. We have a place at the Timothy terminal, which is not busy. The place is not functional. So we want to, when that facility is built there, then the traders will be moved there. We make the place like this. So then we'll move there naturally to a market. Then the pressure here will be reduced.
Meanwhile, the exercise has generated mixed reactions among traders and drivers at La Paz. While some welcomed the move, saying it would improve movement and reduce traffic, others expressed concern about the impact on their livelihoods.
And fine. As I'm probably in my campaign, campaign.
I want them to have pity on us. I have to stay home because I've been affected by the demarcation. I want them to give us space. How will I eat if I stay home? When they were campaigning, we were selling in the roads, but they didn't say anything. When it's getting close to elections, the situation will be the same and they won't say anything about it.
Pavement was in Abema, Omon country. By a 2 Benny, we are Omunya power now, no mamma family. The beer when you miss them.
I think it's normal. The space has to be free so pedestrians can pass or board vehicles. I think it's in the right direction and I'm glad because they didn't move us and made way for some of us.
I think it's in the right direction. That's what is supposed to happen and it will help us. I will plead with the traders to oblige by the rules so we the drivers can get space around here.
The Assembly says the exercise will continue in the coming days as enforcement measures are intensified to keep traders off pavements and roadsides.
And in the matters of sanitation, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly has secured the conviction of 12 sanitation offenders within the metropolis. The offenders pleaded guilty before the Prempeh Assembly Hall District Court 1, presided by Her Worship Deborah Jawa Donko.
As part of measures to address the sanitation challenges in the Kumasi metropolis, the KMA has begun enforcing its various bylaws in regarding to littering and illegal dumping of waste at unauthorized places in the metropolis. On Monday, May 11, 2026, 6 persons were arrested for illegally dumping refuse at KJT runabout and were convicted. Each of the offenders were sentenced to a fine of 100 penalty units, equivalent to 1,200 Ghana cedis, or a 10-day imprisonment term in default. 5 of the suspects were able to pay for the fine, while one offender, Ebenezer Takra, was jailed for 10 days in prison for default in payment of the fine. Within 24 hours, 12 more offenders were arrested and arraigned before the court, presided over by His Worship Pekwan Sakrofi, who found the suspects guilty after they pleaded guilty to offense under Section 56 Clause A and B of the Public Health Act 2012, Act 851. Presenting the facts, KMA prosecutor Inoken Kansa told the court that the accused were arrested by the Assembly's Metro Guards for illegally dumping waste separately at MTN Runabout, Otumfor Runabout, Wayek, and opposite the zoo between May 11 and 12, 2026. Henrietta Ifeakunedu-Abuaje is the Public Relations Officer of the KMA.
Of the 12 that were sent to the courts, one of them is Khadija Dramani, 18 years old. She was found or fined 40 penalty units because the court showed her mercy and said that she's young and she has no history of any bad behavior and she's a new person in Kumasi. The rest were fined 100 penalty units each. In default, if they are not able to pay, they are supposed to go to prison for 2 weeks. And then they were also made to sign a bond of good behavior for 6 months. The age ranges are between 56 to 18 years, and most of them dumped around the Otumfor runabout, the NTN zoo area there, and then the Wayek drain. For Khadija, the one that the court showed mercy, she was picked up around 3 a.m. yesterday, dumping in the Akwetia line drain there.
Let's take a look now at education, as high cost of student housing may soon see a reprieve as the Ministry of Education, Haruna Idrisu, moves to regulate hostel fees across the country, assuring students of government's commitment to finding a fair accommodation.
Addressing the gathering at the inauguration of several governing councils, the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu announced the formation of a special committee to tackle the unrestricted pricing of student accommodation. Beyond the rent crisis, the minister also provided a firm deadline for the completion of major university infrastructure and swore in new leadership for 3 key institutions.
We are also aware publicly there has been concerns about adjustment to hostel fees. There is a committee which will work with the Ministry of Education, GTEC, and the Vice Chancellors of the universities. We will be convening to deliberate further and consult further in order that we find an amicable solution to it. But be assured that government will simply not run on the principles of private partnership, and therefore unlimited laissez-faire guidance will dictate the pace. We will be social and we would reflect social values and social concerns in the delivery of that public good.
While the student housing remains a priority, the physical expansion of tertiary institutions is also gaining momentum. Following a recent inspection of the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences, the minister gave a definitive timeline for the completion of critical administration and ICT facilities, emphasizing that the days of stored projects are over.
I have requested, after a site visit, Professor Chairman, that the contractor should complete work not later than 31st May 2026. So a couple of days and weeks, the contractor should complete work. And the work includes a central administration block, a School of Agriculture and School of Engineering block, an exhibition and innovation center and a library, an assembly hall, cafeteria, and VIP accommodation.
The day's activities culminated in a significant boost for institutional governance. The minister officially swore in the governing councils of 3 major bodies, charging them to uphold academic integrity and administrative excellence as the key over the helm of these institutions. He inaugurated the Jasikan College of Education, University of Engineering and Agriculture, and the UNESCO Executive Committee.
And Roads and Highway Minister Governs Kwame Agboja has expressed anger over delays on the 71.25-kilometer Enchi-Elubo Road project in the Western North region after discovering that no construction work has begun months after the contract was awarded. During an inspection visit to the project site on Tuesday, May 12, 2026, the minister criticized contractor of Top Engineering International Limited for failing to mobilize to the site despite receiving mobilization funds in December 2025. Here is the minister interacting with the contractor.
Stop and spoke to women who tell you the ordeal they go through. Some I cannot repeat here, some actually leading to death. And that is the reason the president prioritized this road as big push. This contractor has been on this road for ages. And it's not new, doesn't need to mobilize. He's always been here. The little drainage structures you saw, he did them long time ago. But even patching the gullies on the road, he would not do it. Frankly speaking, if not that, I've been advised by the Chief Executive of Highways that we need to give him a little bit time. And also, if not because of the fact that we paid this contractor 80.2 million Ghana cedi mobilization. In the past, government stopped paying mobilization simply because of something like this. If not because we paid 80.2, I would have terminated their contract right now. But if I terminate, the process of recovering this money becomes another matter. So I listened to the Chief Executive of Highways, but the only reason I'm not terminating right now is because they have 80. We are totally disappointed. In fact, this is one of the worst situations we've seen since we started monitoring Big Push project. The worst is that the beneficial owner of this company doesn't stay in the country. Anytime you call him, he's outside of the country. If you want to stay, if you want to work here, you must stay and account for this thing. It's not a matter of just sending other people. You are not even a Ghanaian. You are a foreigner, actually now a Ghanaian. So I am asking the reps of this contractor appear before Highways within the week, wherever you are, if you are still interested. You cannot take our 80.2 million, and then when we are even looking for you, we can't find you. Doesn't respond to any call or another thing. Unacceptable. We don't owe you anything. Like I said, over 5,000 people want this job. If you cannot do it, step aside. So you've been saved today. But I can guarantee you, we want to see a lot more. And you see, I see around the social media, people predicting that the Big Push will fail and other things. I have news for you. Majority of Big Push contractors are actually working. A few of them are quite exceptional. Today, we had one of the contractors who promised to finish 1 year ahead of time in Takoradi. So Big Push is not in trouble. But there are few recalcitrant ones that feel that the old order of taking job and finish as and when they want to finish still stays. I have news for you. That order is expired. You either work or we kick you out. And frankly speaking, I would have wished we didn't pay you the mobilization. I would have terminated that job right now. So please be warned. Stop and spoke to.
Secondly, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwame Agboja, has directed the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Highways Authority, Malam Ishaq, to begin processes to terminate the contract of Black Oak, the contractor handling the Bogoso-Prestia Road project in the Western region. The minister says government will not allow contractors to hold back critical road projects.
The contract was awarded in 2025, but the contractor reportedly moved to site only in March 2026, according to officials from the Ghana Highways Authority. After clearing portions along the roadside, work on the project stalled. The contractor is said to have claimed it did not have the road design required to continue work. The regional highways engineer says less than 2% of the project has been completed. During an inspection tour of ongoing Big Push projects in the Western region, the minister governs Agboja expressed disappointment over the slow pace of work and warned that government will not tolerate delays on critical road infrastructure projects. The minister noted that although the Bogoso-Prestia Road is not part of the Big Push initiative, it remains a priority project because of its importance to economic activities and transportation in the area. He assured residents and road users that government remains committed to ensuring the project is completed and indicated that appropriate action would be taken against constructors who fail to deliver on their obligations.
And in the Guan district, the executive for Guan district in the Oti region, Godfred Kofi, has urged chiefs and landowners in the district to willingly release their lands for development projects. He noted that as a young district yearning for development, land litigation could hinder the progress of the district. Godfred Kofi made the statement during a tour of some ongoing development projects in the district.
One district was established in 2021 by previous governments but remained largely underdeveloped following the absence of parliamentary representation to lobby for developmental projects for the people of the district. However, the situation has changed under the current government led by President John Dramani Mahama, with numerous projects currently ongoing across the district. The projects include 12 mechanized 10,000 capacity boreholes, renovation works at Likpe Mathe Basic School, the completed district coordinating directors bungalow, a 2-unit girls' dormitory for Likpe Senior High School, and an ongoing kindergarten block at Likpe Avejeme. Other projects inspected during the tour included the Big Push project, an ongoing 3-unit classroom block at Likpe Abrani, a chips compound and nurses bungalow at the roofing stage at Akpaflutoji, expansion of telecommunication network, 6-unit classroom blocks at the roofing stage of Akpafu Mempesem, an ongoing chip compound and nurses bungalow at Likpe Inkwanta, among others. Speaking to the media after the tour, the district chief executive for Guan, Godfred Kofi, expressed satisfaction with the progress of the project and called on citizens to support the development agenda of the district.
So all the district and all the projects that we initiated, almost about 60, 65%, 70% complete. In fact, I am so much impressed. As we can see, the projects that we tour, every contractor is seriously busy working on site. And to that, I may say, Guan is on top of the project assigned by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
He uses the opportunity to appeal to chiefs and landowners in the district to willingly release their lands for more developmental projects.
Development is for all of us. You don't know what will happen in future. Where we are siting this sheep compound, we contacted a lady who is a queen mother. He voluntarily give us this land that we are putting up the sheep compound. That shows leadership. That shows leadership by example. But sometimes families rise up and say, oh, what are you benefit when you release this land? Forgetting that where you are even staying, it was somebody who occupied that place before you also came. So when there is a national development, something is coming to your area, I would like to appeal to the chiefs that they should be free to release the land.
The Guan District Assembly Engineer John Kofi assured residents of quality work, emphasizing that standards will not be compromised.
We are sure that as quality is concerned, we'll go by the specification within the contract document and go by it. When we do the quality job, the benefit is the project lasts for many years to come, so that even the great-grandchildren to come and meet it and see this is what we have learned behind.
Let's turn our attention now to drug abuse as the Council of State member for the Savannah region, Alhaji Seidu Samson Abudu, has called on the youth to reject drug abuse, launching a campaign against the growing menace of the substance.
Wunim Red, a nickname for a growing crisis of substance abuse among young people in Ghana, with security services now on high alert to clamp down on the menace. Traditional leaders are also playing their utmost part. Addressing residents, the Council of State member for the Savannah region framed the fight as a shared responsibility, pledging to tour basic schools across his chiefdom to sensitize students on the dangers of substance abuse and the long-term impacts of environmental degradation.
The vision of this foundation is big, but I cannot do it alone. I will need the cooperation, prayers, ideas and support of all the people in Tinga and surrounding communities. Let us work together to make Tinga one of the greatest and most respected communities in Savannah. I also call on the government partners, NGOs, corporate institutions, philanthropists, and Friends of Ghana to partner with the Tingaruwa Asa Foundation in advancing education, health, environmental sustainability, agricultural, and social development in our communities.
The program coordinator rallied the community members behind the chief to succeed to bring development to the area.
Water and sanitation, and wash.
Local leaders welcomed the move. The assembly member for the Tinga electoral area said the Tingaruwa Asa Foundation could be a turning point for the community's struggles with water, hygiene, sanitation, health, and education.
As an assembly member, I have walked the length and breadth of this electoral area. I have seen brilliant children sit under trees because classrooms are full. I have seen mothers travel 40 kilometers to access basic health care. I have seen hardworking youth with ideas but no capital. The Asa Foundation gives us a platform to change the story.
For residents, the announcement is a lifeline to lives chipped away by drug abuse and environmental degradation.
And that's it for the afternoon news. My name is Nana Kwesi Kwitia. Good afternoon, Ghana continues after the break.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh.
Hey, hey.
With your label today, me.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event ground and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Launching BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at the State University in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557 351 090 or 0575 633 307 or 030 296 0542. WhatsApp us on 0557 351 090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Hello, Cook Africa. My name is Mohamed Lamin Diallo. I come from Guinea. I am one of the Guinean community leaders and the president of DMD in Ghana. And today I am inviting all of you to come to Metro TV to see what Guineans are going to cook. We have what we call mango stew. Mango stew is only found in Guinea. And come and see how we're going to do it. We have our cooker, Mama Yu, the best cook in Africa. He's going to represent Guinea community that day. And it's going to be on the 23rd May at Metro TV premises around 9 a.m. You are warmly invited to come to Metro TV that day to support us and support the event. Like yama no invitation, Kotobabi, Nima, Kaswa, Mamubi, Obringa mini, Kumasi, Nafa, Wafa, Umafa la Guinea culture masin Afrique Bear, Uma masin Afrique Bear, Umfatana Nabadi, la Guinea Monge sauce, and la Guinea Kansane, Marahule ni Rafalana, Fine, Toma la Guinea Nantu. Donc, nous bien invité de la Guinée communauté Green, Garakui, Ouramini, Uma masin, Umfatana Rana, Sinin Fikui, Wassalam.
Hello everyone, my name is Glorious, a Nigerian living in Ghana. We have an event coming up. It is called Cook Africa on AU Day, 23rd May 2026 at 9 a.m. prompt. It will be held at the Metro TV premises. It is an opportunity for us to invite all Nigerians that are living in Ghana and all Africans that are living in Ghana to come out on 23rd May 2026. You come to Metro TV premises to enjoy yourself from the test masters. We are going to offer you pepper soup, the best pepper soup you've ever taken. Isiewu, nkwobi, edi kanrikon, afang, bitter leaf, ewedu and gbegiri, amala, pounded yam, fufu, semo, wheat, assorted meats, assorted fish, and cow leg, bokoto. You are going to have the best you've never had before from the test masters. And we pray that you will not miss this day. It's only demo. Yara Sidion before. Yana Miam for a word you could send AU Day, 23rd May 2026, 9 a.m. prompt. Mbono Miebi Bake, Metro TV premises. Mbok mi bengen before. Iki ready one day. Iki ready one day. Love you guys. God bless you.
Every Thursday morning, the spirit of the school come alive. From the marching bands to the dining halls, the fear and the panic stories, the convoys to old students' pride, to unforgettable homecoming moments. Metro TV brings you the school's homecoming show live Relive the glory, celebrate the legacies, reconnect with the memories that shape legends like you. The celebrations, the anniversaries, the homecoming activities, and the legacy projects that you embark in your school. The Metro TV School's Homecoming Show comes to you every Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. live on Metro TV. This is the School's Homecoming Show live on Metro TV.
Chicken.
Yeah, you know what to do. Parents, guardians, your Saturdays are about to be beautiful, exciting, and entertaining on Metro TV. You are going to enjoy what is called massive home entertainment with funny face. I am back again, children. We are about to celebrate in your schools. We are about to dance in your schools. We are about to do everything we'll do in your schools. You will enjoy, I will enjoy, neighbors will enjoy, everybody will enjoy. Children, be ready. We are going to do chicken, cow and chicken, cow and chicken. You just flap your armpit, open it, flap it, open, flap. Yeah. You see me in your school, you just open your armpit and you flap it. Chicken, that's all. You know what to do, my brother.
Time with the Children's President, coming soon on Metro TV.
Let me take that again. I said good afternoon to you. We're happy that you've tuned in to Metro TV. It is Good Afternoon Ghana, and it's midweek. We thank God for life. We're always here for God and country. Let me quickly run you through what we are going to have today. We're going to have a presentation by our very own Professor Smart Sapon on what he describes as the cost of living. In fact, he is the expert, so we are going to leave him to tell us what it is. He has done a research. He's a data analyst, a research designer, a professor in research design and data analysis. And so he's done an analysis of how people look at the cost of living and what people think are the standards of living. If you are buying maybe tomato on the market, or if you are renting accommodation in Accra or somewhere in Aushi or somewhere in Ushuman where I live, how much should it cost you averagely? So we are going to maybe follow him through it and ask him to break it down to our level, to those of us who are renting, the single rooms, the chamber and halls, and how this or what this means for us. So this afternoon, it's about education. It's about we sitting down to watch Professor Smart Sapon. He has a presentation for us and see what the cost of living in Ghana is. What we may do is to juxtapose it with the Ghana Statistical Services cost of living updates as of the budget reading this year. Or we'll still go to their website and see what's happening. So let me quickly introduce to you Professor Smart Sapon, who is already on standby with his machines and computers and everything. Prof, good afternoon to you, and thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're doing well.
All is well.
You're looking good, though.
Yeah. I was trying to be like you. I was trying to look like you. So
yes. So
yes.
What are we looking at this afternoon? Before you go to your slides, and let me also announce that Prof is going to go through the entire slide. So from wherever you are watching us from, we may. So we'll put on the phone lines. We'll not allow phone calls, but those of you who keep calling, please, when we put on the phone line, what it is for you to send in text messages or WhatsApp messages, and we will read them for you, or we will ask the questions for you when we put them on. So what we are doing this afternoon is a Prof, before you get into the details of the slide, what exactly is it about? When we say cost of living, I mean from the academic perspective, from your perspective, from the research perspective, what do we mean?
Right. So a very good afternoon to your good self once again, and to our cherished viewers. And straight to your question, when we say cost of living, we are looking at the minimum expenses one will incur in order to live some moderate or dignified life, not in the affluent or way below the normal expected living. So how much would one need to expend if he wants to live, per his level, a dignified life? You don't want to be like some people. Neither do we want to be so much down there somewhere we cannot even lift our heads to see human beings when they are passing. But for the little things, I need to have my dignity as a human being. If not 3 square meal, at least 2 square meal. Some average expenditure one may need to incur in order to live that modest, dignified life. That is what we call cost of living.
We're told of living in Ghana, and especially in Accra, comparative to other countries, maybe neighboring countries or countries that we can compare our economy to across the continent and probably across the globe, is higher. Ours is higher. Is that the case? Is it true?
Yes, and the report I'm about to submit also suggests that.
It suggests him?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so what it is that let's leave you.
Yes.
Let's leave you to go through. If there is the requirement of any question along the line, we'll put it up. If not, we'll wait for you to finish, and then we'll run through with the questions. Right. And then for those of you who are watching and from wherever you are watching, maybe you receive a certain amount of salary, and you expect to be able to live within it. So today, I think when we put your poster up, somebody called me and told me her salary is 2,800 and that she's struggling. She has 2 kids. But the caveat for me was that her kids' school fees is around 16,000. And my question was, what kind of thinking do you go through? I mean, from my own small analysis, how do you pay 16,000? And this is every 3 months. So every 3 months for a term for your school kids, maybe plus a vacation period. So within the space of every 4 months, and that means you are paying 4 times or 3 times in a year. So within a space of every year, 16,000 times 3 is about 48,000 every year. And your salary, as you're saying, is not up to that. How do you survive? How do you buy food? But why do you take your kids to a school where you have to pay 16,000? I mean, how? But all of that, you understand it better. So let me leave it for you.
Yes.
And then you can also educate us on some of the things we need to do.
Very well. So it's going to be an interesting presentation. Remember about 2 weeks ago or 2-3 weeks ago, I presented 1 out of the 4 reports that I have data ready. And, you don't have much time. The media will take it bit by bit. So I've segmented the report into 4.
Yes.
We presented the first one on the outlook on the potential aspirants in the upcoming NDC race. There, my conclusion was that 3 people were kind of in the front.
Yes.
The General, Esedin Ketia,
yes.
Haruna Idrisu, and Eric Opoku, the Agric Minister, were somehow up front. But, I mean...
In fact, I had wanted to have an interview on that. Because we see, and forgive me for diverting a bit, for those of you who are watching, today our focus is on the cost of living.
Yes.
You can send in your text messages at any point, we'll read them for you. However, to take you back a bit, I was wondering how Julius Zebra was not included in the survey. Or people did not tip him or add him or mention him. How did that happen?
He was included, only that he was not part of the top 3. So he played, I think, 6th out of the, 6 plus 2, 8.
Even compared to Eric Opoku?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And Haruna Idrisu?
Haruna Idrisu plays 2nd. But there was a further analysis that limits the contest to the some 3 people in the top 6. That analysis limited the whole contest to a likely contest between General Esedin Ketia, Eric Opoku, and Julius Debra. That analysis was called the voter mindset analysis.
Okay.
So in the assumption that we reach a point called the assumption of effective equivalence or equivalent effectiveness, where the 6 contestants, potential aspirants, are all showing signs of good leadership qualities, they are liked by the people, let's say, equally, and it's becoming difficult for delegates to choose, what then would be the elevated basis
for people
to make a choice? And that mindset analysis showed that when it gets to that point, aspirants who are coming from regions where they've previously benefited from the presidency on the ticket of the NDC might have to give way for those who have not yet. And that is where
the central region has
will
benefited.
Fall, northern region will fall.
Northern has benefited.
So far,
now Eastern will come in.
Eastern will come in. They have when the Bono for Eric.
Yes,
will General will come in.
And General, yes, General.
So my conclusion, based on the mindset analysis I did, was that at the point of effective equivalence, the contest is likely to center around 3 people: Eric Opoku, Julius Debra, and General Asiedun Ketia. Atoforsen played 4th in the general numbers, in the general 6 aspirants. But then if it gets to effective equivalence, if it gets to that assumption, his region has benefited from President Mills, Misata, Excellency Misata.
For vice presidential candidate, the current vice president.
Professor Jinano Opoku. Yes. So it's kind of a saturation
from the central
region. So in the full list of 6, he placed 4th on my list. But in the event of effective equivalence, he might have to...
So far, is there any candidate perceived or potentially or possibly that will come from the Volta region and Uti region?
Not yet.
Not yet.
In fact, the additional 2 I got to add to the 6 were Honorable Kojo Bonsu, and then
from Ashanti region,
and then Professor Joshua Labi.
Yes,
they were the other 2 names that added up to the initial 6 I went to the field with. I've yet to, I did my study in these regions. Maybe when I get to the Volta region and this side, maybe some Volta names might come up. But as at now, there was no Volta name.
The interests of the potential candidates that have been mentioned, that are perceived to be coming, and how real it is that they will come. Some of us who know these candidates speak to some of the people of these candidates. And for example, let me single out Julius Debra and Chairman Asiedun Ketia. Julius Debra is naturally an affable person.
Yeah.
He opens up to everybody, whether you are from MPP or NDC or wherever. And so, per his demeanor, per the things he does, per how people love him, and from the people around him, it is perceived that necessarily he would contest. General Asiedun Ketia or Chairman Asiedun Ketia, from the things he's doing now, touring the country, now he's somewhere in the north, also suggests that, yes, he will contest. We are hearing of Atoforsen, possibly he will contest. So, I mean, from what you gauge and what you hear and from the research, who do you predict will necessarily contest?
Oh, until they come to say anything otherwise, I am of the view that all the 8 names we have
will
contest. But, I mean, it's early days yet. I think when the time comes and the forms are advertised, those who goes to pick and goes through vetting successfully will now become the master list upon which subsequent surveys will be conducted. But if I was part of the 8 and my name is on the airwaves every day, I am Eric Opoku, they say I will contest, and I won't contest, I would have by now come up to say, pardon me, I won't be contesting. So I am very optimistic Honorable Eric Opoku will contest. I'm very optimistic Madam Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman would contest. I'm very optimistic until they come up to say something otherwise.
But I am thinking that if Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman contests, Haruna will not.
So even the 2 of them, in my view, at the mindset analysis bit, the central region and the northern region might be affected when it gets to that level.
Yes. So then effectively it will be general.
That is why I come
Eric
to that
and then Julius Debra. Yes, so I get it.
Yeah. And there's some interesting age analysis was part of my report.
Wow.
Madam would have been, I think, 78 or so as at the time of 2028.
Yes.
General would have been like 72. And you realize at the extremes of the diagonal, they were the two personalities
who are outliers. For
outliers
the age,
in terms of the age, outliers. Yes. I like that word. Then for the leading diagonals, you see Eric Opoku to be about 58 or so. Haruna Idrisu would be 58. Then Julius Debra would be 62. And it appears those three, in terms of the age, were within the leading diagonals. That looked quite favorable. Another favorable age was Atofo Singh, 50 or so by 2028, 52 or 50 by 2028. His looks quite good, but younger as compared to the leading diagonal, 58, 58, 62. So all those things will come to play, but I mean, having done all this, I didn't attempt to declare somebody a winner or somebody a loser. We would allow the advertisement
the prospects
to be made.
of each of the candidates.
Absolutely. Once they start the proper campaign, now, for purpose of government business, I'm sure some of them are unable to go onto the field to campaign.
Yes.
So let's give them some time.
Maybe one day their elections are starting this month.
That is for the party level.
Yes, from the branch
to the national in December 19th.
The constituency. So, and then that will
next year
come.
Yes.
So
16 months from now, theirs will be up.
Along the line, we should be able to analyze, because as it is, from not researched anyway, not from empirical research, but from the wind blowing around.
Yes.
Chairman Sedun Ketia is in the lead. Julius Debra is heavily competing
in there, yes.
But that is not data. That's not based on data. So
but I will advise that they should find a way of getting in touch with the grassroots. Don't be too overwhelmed by government business. This is also an equally important
because you need
exercise.
the delegates' votes to become the candidates.
It's an equally important exercise.
Yes.
So balance your time. I'm not saying sacrifice government business for ambition pursuit, but at least have a way of, at least spend your weekends with the delegates in the various constituencies.
Right. Right. So Professor Smart Sapon is in here. He's talking to us about his research, the previous one, especially on the candidates of the National Democratic Congress as who will be succeeding the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I said that today we are here for the cost of living, and our big question is, how do you rate the cost or standard of living? How much do you need to comfortably live in a week, in a month, in a day, and in a year? How much do you spend? So I'm waiting for my producer to put the phone number on. I'm surprised he hasn't been able to put on now. But that's a question we are asking, that tell us, do you spend 10 cedis a day, or you break 10 cedis into 3, and so you do maybe 3 cedis in the morning, you buy some kinky or kivo gari in the afternoon and the evening, so you do 110, or you do 101, or you do 001, which is way. Sometimes I do 010. 010 means
you skip breakfast.
I skip breakfast.
You take lunch.
I take lunch, but I take a very heavy lunch.
Yes.
Very, very heavy. And then because of my stomach, which is worrying me now.
Which is exposing you.
Exposing me. I try to skip the evenings. So tell us. But the data is here to speak. The data man is here to speak. So, Prof, the time is now yours.
Good. So that was the first report. Today we are presenting on cost of living. God willing, next week, if we are graced with life, we will present the state of unemployment or national unemployment report, first quarter 2026.
Super.
And then we have one last report, Galamsey status report, which would also be presented subsequently. So today we are doing cost of living. I've already defined cost of living to be that minimum expenditure one would have to spend in order to live a dignified life. my brother Kwesi, the host, said comfortable. The definition doesn't allow comfortability because that is extremely varying term. Somebody may need a certain level of luxury to say I'm comfortable. This one is just so you don't feel disgraced as a human being. Just so you don't have to be begging or be dependent on people. You see how difficult it is for somebody to come and ask you for ordinary 1 cedi or pepper or something.
Yes.
So if you get some level of expenditure to the level that you are not a beggar, you don't reduce your dignity as a human being, that is the minimum cost of living conversation we are going to have today. And one of the objectives of the presentation would be to draw government's attention or stakeholders' attention to the need to begin to consider living wages as compared to minimum wages. That would be one of the points I'll seek to drive home strongly before I end my presentation.
Yes.
So,
living wages versus minimum
minimum wages. Yeah. And living wages would want to deliberately consider the market in which we all live. Government lives in that same market. Then a team would examine to see for somebody to live a minimum basic dignified life, how much would the person be spending a day? Then you do that for the month and you set that one as the basis for the person's salary other than the legal minimum wage that has been the practice. I'm saying so because the cost of living is way, way, way above the minimum wage, to the extent that if somebody decides to feed only on his minimum wage, even feeding will be difficult, not to talk of other necessities of life, housing, other things. So, right. So, the data for the Q1 came from 8 regions.
8 regions.
Out of the 16 regions. Q2, we'll be looking at data from the other 8 regions. The 8 regions include Upper East, Northern, Bono East, Bono, Western, Northwestern, Ashanti, and Central region. So by the June report, we'll be having the feeling from the Greater Accra, the Eastern, the Northern, the Savannah, and Upper West, and those other regions that are not part of the current sample. Altogether, we visited 2,350 communities within 100 constituencies randomly selected from the 8 regions. The period of data collection was from 14th to 19th of April. And the sample size was 4,155 households. This is cost of living, so we did it on household basis. Some of the household sizes ranged from a single-member household 1 to as large as 23 member household. A household, as we all know, is a very overly used term. It represents an individual or group of individuals, be it related or unrelated by blood, but depends on same accommodation or feeding arrangement. And there's one caveat very necessary, acknowledging one adult member as their head. If all these elements are satisfied, then a household is properly defined.
So the sample size, is it not too big? How are you able to do that?
Yes, so having visited 2,350 communities, this number of households was achievable.
So the 8 regions out of the 16, how were they selected?
Oh, random
selection.
Yes.
And then the 100 constituencies from these 8 regions were also randomly selected. And then the communities were randomly.
That's for the communities, they were targeted. They were between 3 to 5 communities based on the economic viability of those communities. So for each constituency, we listed the economically viable communities, and we selected 3 to 5. It becomes 5 if the proximity is quite easily accessible, but if the next viable community is too far away, we rely on the immediate 3 that were accessible within the data collection period. Right.
Fair enough.
So that is the scope. And the first conversation we are going to have is on the public perception on some basic fixed items. Very, very basic necessities. Rent, transportation, electricity, call credit, water, gas, food, basic ones. So these are what the households, the 4,155 households, they are feeling or conclusions on the following basic items. So number one, public transport. About 53.4% of the households are saying it is high to very high.
Very high, yes.
Yes, as at Q1 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Transportation by public bus, high to very high, 53.4%.
And there is a chunk of the population who actually use public transport.
Oh, yes.
They are more, way more
yes,
than people who have their private cars.
Way.
And 53.4 of them
Yes.
are saying that public transport fares are high.
High
Okay.
to very high.
Very high.
High to very high. And then moderate, 32.3, low to very low, 14.3. So at a point, I'll combine the moderate and the low to very low so that we can have a dichotomous situation where it's either high or low.
Right.
When we do that, you realize that still combining the moderate to and the low and the very low together, the high still overruns the combined effect of the moderate and the low.
Wow.
What it tells us that for public transportation, it is very high. Because even when you combine those who feel it is moderate to the low, you still don't get to, those who are saying high and very high are way above 50%. Same could be said of the electricity bill. So in one of my conclusions, I say public transport, electricity, and then call and internet data were the three very high, negatively impacting.
Rent didn't feature in the top three?
Rent did feature, but not in the top three. The top three, this one, I rounded up to 50. These guys are already above 50. Electricity and transportation are already above 50. Electricity, 58.3% of the households are saying it is high to very high.
Because of time, let me leave you to go on. I'll come back to ask about rent.
Right.
But I will not ask my questions now because the kind of rent
people are paying. In the next slide, I'll show you the averages for the population, the households that we dealt with. They might not be in the middle and the high.
And maybe the larger population also do not have the money to buy rent those 2,500
so they are
per unit.
playing at their level. Monkeys play by their sizes.
Well agreed.
And that is why I want stakeholders to take this as extremely minimum conversation.
Yes.
Extremely minimum conversation. For example, when you go to the next slide, we try to estimate how much those moderate people we interviewed spend on some basic items monthly.
Yes.
And you see that food, for an average household of 3 to 5 members, they are doing from 1,262.8 to a maximum of 2,925 Ghana cedi a month on food. A month on food. Then when you come to rice, in fact, I did for both foreign rice and local rice, but only few of the households were relying on local rice. So I silenced that data, and I'm reporting only the foreign rice, which cut across. For a household of 3 to 5, and I told you we had household sizes as large as 23, but for the purposes of minimum analysis, I'm using the average household size between 3 to 5. They are likely to spend 147 to 294 Ghana cedi on rice every month, which translates into 10 kg of rice in the event that the household would cook rice 12 times in a month. Nobody eats rice throughout. I know some people like rice, they can eat it every day, but the analysis is looking at, we have several other food staples that people eat. But if any household depends on rice at least 12 times in a month, your minimum expenditure on rice would range between 147 to 294 Ghana cedi on rice. Milk, unless the family is stopped from taking milk, any family that does minimum intake of milk, by the end of the month would have taken 8 to 16 tins of milk at the cost of 12 cedi, translating into 12 cedi per tin, translating into 96 to 192 Ghana cedi on milk.
For the whole month?
For the whole month.
They are not able to use 1 tin per
Yes, per day. Yeah.
And even that, they will pour and share.
And keep some.
Tear the
and
cover.
Use it to cover it.
And put it, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Unlike some kids of today, who
they haven't seen the struggle. They haven't seen the struggle at all.
All right. So, oil.
Yes.
An average household size of 3 to 5 is likely to use 2 liters of oil a month. On the assumption that they do not do oil every day. Doctors will not even allow that. So, on average, you do 2 liters of oil every month, and it takes you to a cost of 101 Ghana cedi to 202 Ghana cedi on oil. And I would want to urge viewers to be self-aware. Sometimes, by the close of the day, take 1 month. Let's do Metro Challenge. Take 1 month, start from today to 30 days from today. When you close and you go home, take your spreadsheet or anything. You can write in your diary or on a spreadsheet properly the activities you have undertaken today and how it translated into cost for the items that you engage in. For example, if you did feeding, how much was feeding for today? Transportation, whether public bus or your own, how much? Try to do that, and let's discuss by close of the month how your figures deviate from these figures. It will be a very nice Metro Challenge.
We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Don't inflate your figures. Make sure your figures are moderate.
Yes.
All right. Then you come to public bus, as I was saying. If anybody does a minimum of 20 kilometers a day by public bus, and I know people do more than 20 kilometers. 20 kilometers, 10 kilometers is like coming from, let's say, Medina to maybe Jubilee House. You would have done, let's say, 10 kilometers. But I know people continues to the market center and every. So on the average, people who come from Medina and beyond, Adenta, that area, they do an average of 15 to 20 kilometers in, 20 kilometers or 15 kilometers out. So if you do, that's about 40. But for those doing average of 20 kilometers a day, they are likely to spend 488 to 876 on public bus or what we call trotro for the month. Then, if you use your private car and you do engine capacity of 1.5 and you do about 20 kilometers only, you are likely to buy fuel up to 1,696 to 2,871. Yes, engine capacity. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Then, cooking. A standard average house will do 1 of the 12.5 kg cylinder of gas a month. If something happens and you do not cook, you can save some and continue the next month. Or sometimes if you are overwhelmed with cooking to you, it might finish and you may have to top up before the month ends. But we are using 1 cylinder of 12.5 kg as what you do every month. And if it is so, then you are spending between 213 to 520 on gas. Then you come to rent. This is where your interest was.
Yes.
And here we have put all the 8 regions together. So don't be surprised that
the average of
this one looks. Yes. Aga, this is for single room, right? Or even some single rooms.
For single room outside the core central Accra.
Yes.
Or those without washrooms, that the compound houses that you would need to. That's where you will get.
You pay this.
Yes. You will get from 300 to 500, 600.
Right.
But
so this one
for the chamber and halls or the single room self-contained, they are minimum 1,500.
You see.
And it's so bad that we keep talking about it.
Next by June we will be reviewing the situation in Accra along with the other regions. But here, when you go to elsewhere, Western North, Northern, Upper East,
all of them are.
Some crack can give you the room graph for free.
Yeah, that's true.
And all those. So let's take this as the minimum expenditure household of 3 to 5 spends on a 2-bedroom accommodation. 562 Ghana cedi a month. 1,125 a month.
Yes.
Electricity for that moderate average household, you spend minimum 227 to about 454 Ghana cedi on electricity every month. We are not talking about those who use ACs. No. They are not up to that level. Let's lower the tempo for them.
Yes.
They don't need AC for now. So that is the average. Core credit, about 139 to maximum 278 per adult, average adult member of the household. And then how much do you spend on water? Water 121 to about 242 a month. Because see, what I'm trying to, the point I'm driving at with this, before I move on to the next slide, is that if you and I agree that these are minimum estimates and that they are not too overly estimated,
I agree.
then the total, if you take out private transportation, which is not too common.
Yes.
So if I take that one out, the rest is summing up to about 3,500.
So I was going to ask, one of the questions, even though I've said I would let you go on, is how much per the research amount of money should a regular person living like this, with all the minimum estimates that we have made, take home as a salary, net?
Yeah. So if I'm back to my conversation of the living wage versus minimum wage, then if we were pegging our estimates on living wage, then the Ghanaian worker should take home not less than 3,000 Ghana cedi every month.
Please, my screen is off. Please work on the screen for me. Let me turn to my camera well now. Let me see if we are properly on the screen before I speak. So, for all employers watching us, the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations, the Ministry of Trade, who is in charge of a lot of the companies and businesses and so on and so forth, Ministry of Youth, and everybody that is concerned and connected with employment. I'm sure that we have to be pushing this data to you. Our minimum wage should be matching our living wage. I think so. And so if you have a worker and you are paying less than 3,000, it is very problematic. Very, very, very problematic. Very problematic. So maybe we will take our time eventually to also analyze. And later on, when we get the Minister of Employment, he usually honors our invitation.
Right.
We'll ask him how they arrive at minimum wage and how it is that they expect people to spend less than 3,000 Ghana cedis. For example, in Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, Takrady, the capitals where brisk business goes on. But let me come back to you. Let me.
Right. So it's a serious point that I think stakeholders will have to take note. And it all starts with considering to move away from the minimum wage to what we call the living wage. They know. Minimum wage is sometimes to curb exploitation. People work for people and they don't feel like paying them for free, blah, blah, blah. Something minimum so that at least you give the person something.
Yes.
It is not intended to support the person's survival or living a dignified life, at least some 1 or 2 square meal a day. The intention of minimum wage is not to support that. So we are creating an avenue for people to do extra businesses, corruption, blah, 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 stealing to survive. So we can begin to think about this. And I'm saying emphatically
but
that...
the data you are revealing, you see my people there at the back.
Yes.
I'm surprised they are making noise. But let me allow you to go on.
So this is the current picture. Let me show you the current picture in terms of monthly incomes.
Yes.
And the blue on top, the light blue on top is for unregistered self-employed people. So if I say private sector, somebody will say self-employed is also private sector, but they are very small, sometimes not registered. But the private sector is big, registered, and all those things. So this one is for the self-employed people. The green is for the employed in the public sector people, so public sector workers. Then the orange is private sector workers. I'm going to compare just the green
and the orange. Yes. The public sector versus the private
sector. And before I do that, I would say that with the exception of those who take salaries between 2,000 and 3,000, where the proportion is almost equal for the public sector workers and the private sector workers, even that the public sector is still some 2 percentage points
Yes,
above.
yes.
But we can say they are
at
close.
least they are close.
When you take that as an exception,
There's
all
a huge
the
disparity.
other salary categories reveals a very huge disparity or gap between what the private sector employers are paying their staff as against what the public sector is paying workers of analogous responsibility, workers of similar performance.
Would you call that exploitation? So, for example, those who are receiving less than 1,000.
Yes.
For the private sector, it is 15.8%.
About 2 times
that of the public sector. But who are those within the public sector? In what category? That will be receiving less than 1,000, and that's even below the minimum wage.
A little above the minimum wage.
It's above the minimum wage.
Yes, a little above. The minimum wage is around 600 Ghana cedi.
Minimum wage is 600 Ghana cedi.
Yes,
but that is still woefully
when you
inadequate.
multiply it by woefully inadequate. So that's why I'm saying that. Anyway, in the public sector, I'll be surprised if anybody takes exactly the minimum wage. You definitely will take something above the minimum wage. Those in the public category who says their salary is less than 1,000, they are just few, 6.6%, as compared to those in the private sector. And it is same for almost all the categories. For example, those in the public sector who take between 1,000 to 2,000 are few, 13.1.
So forgive me for interruption. Is it as a result of casual? Did you find out why there is a whopping 15.8% in the private sector taking less than 1,000? Is it a reason of they having casual workers, people who come in maybe 3 times a week and say we'll take 1,000 or less?
So a worker or somebody employed has a standard definition. If you do any activity and you receive a reward thereon, you have been employed.
Okay.
It is when you enter into the employment that you can have the casual and we can look at that in subsequent studies. I didn't want to look at that this time.
So please go on.
They are engaged in some form of private and public sector activities, and these are their salary categories. But it is instructive to note the gap. For example, altogether, when you look at those who take between 4,000 downwards, you see that this is about 58. This one and that alone is 58. 2,000 Ghana cedi. Those who take 2,000 Ghana cedi in the less than 2,000 Ghana cedi, when you combine the two of them, private sector is like 58%. But government side is just about 19%.
It's still low.
A very big gap between them. So the conclusion is that the gap is so revealing. And I am looking at the...
So the public sector is paying well?
Yes.
Comparatively?
So for example, if you have a nurse who has not been posted, properly trained nurse,
and working in a private hospital.
And working in a private hospital, as compared to her colleague
in the public hospital.
The private sector nurse is taking 2 to 3 times less than her counterpart in the public sector.
Maybe in the subsequent analysis, because I know they call them the locum or something, and so they don't go full time like the public sector will do. Or those who are employed full time, compared to those who are employed full time, there is still that huge...
There is still that disparity.
Wow.
There's still that disparity. There are some teachers who have finished degree but are not yet in the public sector schools. They are teaching in private schools, and on the average, most of them are taking less than their counterpart in the public sector schools.
But does the Ghana Statistical Service, the Ministry of Employment, the state institutions that are in charge of employment take note of
the disparity?
The disparity to be able to regulate, for example, how people are paid and how people are able to at least go through the month.
Yes. So some of these things will become part of the advocacy or the beginning of some of these things. I am thinking that we must pay particular attention to the gap, the disparity. We are not saying by all means they should be receiving the same, but the current situation where the disparity is to the extent of some 2 to 3 times gap, I think it needs to close up. And
But,
government can...
the economists will also say it's a ceteris paribus, or all other things.
Yeah,
constant. There are other things that will come in, whether the private sector people are making the requisite revenue, whether the electricity company of Ghana. You see the way the GRA even behaves.
Towards the private sector. I know.
It's bad.
I know. ECG would sit and watch Parliament pile up debt.
Thank you. Thank you.
They won't go and tell them anything. Let Metro TV.
it is so bad and so sad.
Yeah, I know.
It is so bad.
But it is still on the desk of government because it is the responsibility of government to create that enabling environment for the private sector to survive.
Right.
So government can deliberately think through some policies, some models to ease the cost of doing business for the private sector. This time, not necessarily for expansion or employing more or whatever, but enhancing the remunerations of the existing. We can deliberately target to closing this gap, and we can do it. Whatever a man purposes himself to do, is able to do.
Exactly.
All right. So that is it. So having looked at the expenditure gap and the patterns and all those things, we now come to the conclusions. So now, cost of living, first quarter 2026, 48.65% says it is high to very high. 33.05 says it is moderate. And then 18.3 says it is low to very low.
So before you go on, is this the same thing that people said in the same period last year?
Good.
How is it compared also in the same period 2 years ago? I mean, you do trend analysis and all of that.
Good.
So let me find out that from you.
You
already have that.
Yes, let's do this trend. Yes. So this is 2025 as against first quarter 2026. At this point, we were comparing to 2024. At the 2025, we were comparing to 2024.
Yes.
And at that point, 68.8% says that the 2025 cost of living was good, was low.
Of the sampled population. So, it's reflective of the entire population.
Of the entire population.
Of the Ghanaian population,
says
68.5.
Yes.
Said cost of living was very good.
Was very good, or was good.
Was good.
If you compare 2025 to 2024, 2025 was good. Confirmed by 68.8% population. Now, at this point where we took this data, last quarter 2025,
yes,
the next time we are taking the same data is first quarter 2026.
Yes.
And I take extreme notice of the fall for the same category. Now, the perception that cost of living is lower compared to 2024, which used to be 68.8, has fallen from that point to 17.4.
That's an abnormal gap.
Yeah, and I'm sure the gain...
Over 49% or 50%.
As you can see, the gain was more for those who say that they don't see any significant difference.
Yes.
And then a little, about 11% going into those who say it is high. So now, the first point we all must take note is that the comfort, the laxity with which people were seeing 2025 cost of living as better than 2024, that morale has come down.
Does the entrance or oncoming of a new government play a role? So when there is government transition every time, we see, for example, economic indicators improving. We see lots of things happening. We see lots of investments coming in. And then after a year or two, people begin to throw their hands in despair that they are losing hope. There is also the new government, for want of a better word, enjoyment of
goodwill.
Goodwill. So does goodwill also play a role? And so is it that after a year or two, if people are not seeing anything, the goodwill is dwindling down?
Yeah. So my advice to governments, not only this government,
yes, exactly.
My advice to governments are that the work doesn't start and end in your first year. And that most of the gains or the public applause you will be receiving in your first year, sometimes don't translate it to be an eternal sort of applaud.
Yes.
It is a call for you to rather work very, very harder the subsequent year. If not, they will come to a level where they will now begin to measure you on your own level. All the goodwill will be put aside, and they will be demanding more. That is human attitude.
Yes.
Human beings have needs that are largely insatiable, and you, as the holder of government, must be ready to work even harder the subsequent year. So, yes, partly it could be that whatever the government did in the first year would receive loudest applause. And the reality too was that the cost of rising of goods and services as compared to 2024 was stabilized in 2025.
Yes.
But then the people at 2026 would want to see a certain improvement on your performance in 2025.
I agree.
And once that is not happening, you see them begin to dwindle. Now they have moved largely, a good percentage of 68.8 has now moved to the 42.2, where they think that, things are the same. Now they are at the point where things are the same. Some have also moved. Initially, at that point, it was 28.2 who says things were high. Cost of living was high. Now, those who says they're high are increasing.
Yes.
A certain 11.7 percentage points, moving it from 28.2 to 39.9. To the extent that currently, if you do the trend and comparative analysis, you can see that now it is left with only 3 percentage points
to match up with those who think nothing is happening.
And that, for me, is the point to watch.
Exactly the point I was going to make. It's something the government must really look at. Must really look, because this also affects highly the goodwill of government on their performance, their general performance.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we summarize the entire report as follows. 1, there exists currently only 3 percentage gap between citizens who see cost of living as high in 2026 and those who see it as same as 2025. Now the gap appears to be closing. As at 2025 versus 2024, a whopping 68.8% had advanced that the cost of living was low. Now, most of them have moved to the point where they think there's been no changes, the same, if you compare 2025 to 2026. And rather, those who at that point said the cost of living was high, 28.2, have now gained some 11.7 percentage points to 39.9. This is feedback from the people. And when data comes, respective stakeholders must rise to respond to it and act in a manner that would reverse the situation. In fact, already there's a fundamental challenge of the disparity between our income and our expenditure. So the typical Ghanaian will see cost of living as high. And it is confirmed by the cost of living in our neighboring countries. Rice in Ivory Coast will always be cheaper than rice in Ghana. Rice in Togo or Atar.
But why is it so? Why is it that items in our neighboring countries, even cocoa, we are fighting over the price of cocoa, and every day we have to do comparative analysis with our neighboring Ivory Coast. Why that?
So that fundamental challenge exists. And so governments will have to work extra harder in order to try to bring cost of living under control. First step is to, if you can't beat them, you join them. If you cannot control prices and beat it down.
It was a question I wrote here. What government should do about pricing, whether there should be price controls or so. I'm happy you are touching.
We have allowed ourselves to misinterpret the very fine concept of open market system. It's a very fine system. I don't know why we in Ghana can't practice this fantastic system. It is rather supposed to beat prices down.
Rather than allow it to
introduce healthy competition on the market with the aim of driving prices down. I'm starting a new series called Market A to Z. I will share the pilot. I've done the pilot already. I'll share the pilot report with you, What I'm trying to do is to comb markets A to Z, from Ashaiman to Zebila. I have A to Z. I have spotted some markets. I've planted GPS, and some teams would read prices of some selected items on those markets for me. I'll share the pilot report with you. What I want to do is to see whether, for the same bag of maize, for example, how much is it selling from market A to market Z?
market.
Yes.
And then how is it selling at the Salaga market?
Yes.
For example, so the two comparisons based on the standards, economic standards in those two different areas. That's a very good one.
So that we direct, in fact, if they will not willfully create that competition on the market, myself and my team have taken it upon ourselves to force them to be competitive. So that if you are there and Metro is announcing prices on some markets, and you want maize to buy in large quantities, and you hear that this place have unnecessarily raised their prices so high, and that when you go here, you can get it cheaper. Yeah, we direct traffic to that point.
Exactly.
And it will force these guys to also bring their prices down. We must find a way of forcing, not as enforcing or using military or so,
getting people to charge the right prices rather than exorbitantly.
Check the transportation cost, which is driving this cost of living.
Yes.
All the or public buses are largely doing what they like.
In fact, do you know that I buy fish, tilapia, from Kumasi?
Yes.
So my sister or cousin bought me one at a time, and the number of fishes I had, no way I could get them in Accra. So now I buy them, I order them from Kumasi.
From Kumasi?
She has a special place she buys them from.
Meanwhile, the tilapia
and it has been transported from Accra.
From here
to... I mean, how?
Yeah. Maybe the market women in Accra sees all of you as rich people, so they want to cash in. Then when they get to Kumasi, our place, then they come to our level.
So as it is, I place my order from there, and I place it in bulk.
Yes.
For maybe 3 months or 6 months.
And that is the essence of what I have piloted and what I'll be doing.
Exactly.
So that if you need tilapia, for example, and you think all the option you have is Accra at that exorbitant price, you may as well order it from Kumasi.
And that's even with transportation, because
everything
when I
put
buy,
together is still cheaper than...
Exactly. They have to transport it, and I pay for the transport.
And it is still
cheaper than how much I would get it here in Accra.
That is it. So that is what is happening in this republic. Markets that are supposed to be internally competitive with the aim of beating prices down, rather form cartels. In the morning, they've created a WhatsApp platform. I saw this when COVID came.
Yeah.
They went to market in a doom one morning.
Yes.
And right there in the morning, they decided to add 50 Ghana cedi to
everybody's own.
And within a second, every store had changed its price and was charging 50 cedi more.
I've seen that before with a real estate company that I consulted for. So we're having a meeting one day. The owner, these one-man business owners, was selling for, I think at the time, way back, was selling for about $45,000 per unit, per two-bedroom unit. And then within the meeting, he directed his assistant to go to the printing house and print
a new
bill.
Price list.
Now charging $85,000 per unit. And I asked him...
My friend, Reverend Charles Owusu, good afternoon, if you are watching. He went to a maize market around that time to order a truck full of maize, a truckload of maize. The negotiation and everything was done, and he was to go bring the truck to come and load the maize. Everything was settled. Business closed, deal closed. I'm going to look for transportation to come and carry my things away. By the time he returned with the transportation,
the price had changed. You see, I asked this real estate owner what the reason was, and he said, just in the meeting, somebody had sent him a text that an estate close to his, he thinks his own is of more quality, more standardized and everything than the other, even the roofing, and it's true. And they are charging over $70,000, so why would he charge $45,000?
Meanwhile, to build a price, you have a standard list of incurrences you did, and then you put your profit, and you think this is...
Yes.
how much this building is.
Then I asked him, but already on the 45,000, you were going to make profit because that's how much you are selling it for. He said, yes, but I mean, that's the industry price now. And people were still coming. So we need to have a way to work out. Lots of messages are coming, but most of them are saying thank you for the revelation. There is this one. Let me read this. He says, working in the private sector isn't all it's cracked up to be, especially when the salaries don't match the living standards of Ghanaian workers. I believe corruption thrives here, partly because the pay is so low. It's hard to blame people for cutting corners when they can barely make ends meet. I left a steel company back in December 2020 after getting a salary of 250 Ghana cedis.
You see?
Since then, I decided to hustle for myself. It's tough, but at least I manage what I earn daily and have some peace of mind. Way better than dealing with stress and poor conditions in a job that doesn't pay. If you really want to understand how workers are suffering, go to Tema industrial area, talk to people and see for yourself. That's why most Ghanaians dream of public sector jobs. At least the pay is somewhat decent. Collins from Ashaiman. So the same thing you are saying, Collins has experienced it physically.
Yeah. And surprisingly, he says he was being paid 250 Ghana
cedis.
Did I hear him well?
Yeah. It is 250 cedis, isn't it?
Wow.
He says, I left the steel company back in December 2020. So this is 6 years ago. It may have increased a bit, but still maybe within the 500 rates that you give now. It's sad.
Yeah, very sad.
So sad.
Very sad. So
some look at somebody's text. Please talk about journalists, because you people are the ones who are fighting for people in advocacy all the time, talking about salaries. But you never mention your salaries. How much do you earn, Mr. Host? Tell us your salary on air right now. How can I tell you my Please send messages I can read and messages I can help you with. Prof, please go on. Please go on.
Yeah, so, but I mean, we are trying to laugh it off, but it's, for me, the state we have got into. We have got into a state where all these private and public sector workers are Ghanaians. We don't have to sit because government has only few space, and for the private sector that is employing the rest of the workforce are allowed to perhaps give any salary whatsoever. I'm not against their margins or trying to ask them to. I'm saying government should still come in and see how it can help the private sector to enhance the salaries of members. So by way of summary...
Before you go on, okay, where is the salary to do a challenge with?
So you can't even feel the...
So once again, Chairman Kwesi, I appreciate your value addition interviews. Kindly ask Professor Smart that the number of communities at 2,000, that's in brackets, and number of households visited, that's 4,500, as we had stated earlier, seem not to match. Is the survey only on approximately 2 households for each community visited? Daniel Ufuri Danko Abotiano, Accra, sent in that one.
No, sir, it is the overall picture he is seeing. In the written report, I have the distribution of households per region. They are not the same. Some regions are higher density than some regions.
Yes, you had explained.
This one is just the overall picture he's seeing. But in the written report, those disparities exist. Those deliberate proportional distribution exist. All right. So can I do the summary?
So let me allow you to do a summary, then we can wrap up. Unfortunately, our time is up. We have 1-2 videos we'll play, but when you are done.
So the summary, first comment is that I have mentioned there exists a 3% gap currently between those who see cost of living in 2026 as high and those who see it as same as 2025. My worry is the high percentage that is increasing. All right. Then the next point I mentioned in my address was that last year, 68.8% of citizens perceived cost of living as low in 2025 as compared to 2024. However, today, comparing end of year 2025 to first quarter 2026, only 17.4% of citizens perceive cost of living as low. They've all fizzled into, they remain the same category. And I think we should still take note of that. Again, the top 3 items per the listed few 8 basic items I considered, the top 3 that were negatively affecting cost of living included cost of electricity, cost of public transport, and then cost of core credit and internet data. And I'm by this calling on the ministers responsible or the sectors responsible. The electricity bit, the cost is actually stressing households in Ghana. If we can do something about it, let's think about what we can do. Cost of public transport, I think largely it is because of absence of proper supervision. So almost all the public buses and trotros are charging whatever they want. At some point within last month, when we were, the communique came that nobody should increase transport fares. It was rather at the time of the communique release that some transport owners or drivers increased their transportation.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, my time is up.
Let me just round up with the last 2.
The last 2, yes.
Yes, the last 2. One says that the workers, the disparity.
Yes.
And then here I says, for example, for the teacher and the nurse who are doing the same, one is taking times 2 rather. This one, only 32.2 of workers are able to make some savings at the end of a less disruptive month.
That's when nothing happens.
Even
and they live on their food and transport.
And they tell you that every month something finds its way to.
There's a wedding, there is
and I think these findings should be of urgent concern to government.
It's important
and relevant
to be
stakeholders.
What it is that next week,
yes, sir,
we'll see you again.
Yes, sir, I will.
You are in Accra next week.
I'll be here, yes.
So we'll see you again with the unemployment report. But we'll revisit this.
Oh, very well.
And then there are lots of questions that are coming. So even though we are letting you go, someone says, Prof, please ask, good morning, sir, afternoon, sir, please ask Prof why school fees is not part of the household cost.
It is called variable expenditure.
Variable expenditure.
This one I looked at fixed. So health is part of variable expenditure. Fees and charges are part of variable expenditure. They are expenditure that doesn't come regularly.
So all your questions that are coming, I'll gather them. And then next week when Prof comes in, this is a statement we need to talk about because go to companies behind the West Hills Mall and most are taking less than 1,000 with no SNP payment. As a ride-hailing driver,
ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2- and 3-bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Oh, good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see here, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal